Hello everyone, welcome back to your weekly dose of the hottest news in the guitar world. And this week is a big one. Alright, let's get straight into it. I often have a go at Gibson, but it's because truly I love them. This time they may have done something slightly cooler than an old Gallagher guitar. The Gibson Les Paul Custom 70s is back with a vengeance in the USA-made production line. For the first time in 20 years, you can actually get your hands on this legendary guitar without having to buy a vintage or going through the custom shop. Now, this guitar is iconic, the sound of the 70s. Think of all those legendary players, and up until today, getting those specific 70 specs was only possible if you reached out to the custom shop and got a mortgage for it, or got a mortgage and bought it on the vintage market. Either way, it was going to cost an absolute fortune. Well, Gibson's decided to change that and is releasing it in conjunction with its 50 years in Nashville in 4 different finishes. This still is a super expensive guitar, but at least it shows that maybe Gibson are starting to listen to what real guitar players want. So, what does it mean for you? I guess you still need to have quite a bit of money because it's going to cost a lot. But if you're after that original 70s vibe that up until now you've only been able to dream of, it gives you maybe a chance to save up for 20 years and finally get it brand new from Gibson. Let me know what you think as usual. Is this finally a good thing that Gibson has done? And what other classic guitar would you like them to re-release? Let me know in the comments. Okay, now for the news that you may have missed. Here are the 3 main stories that have been blowing up the internet.
Making viral videos.
Number 1. This YouTuber has started a guitar company, and good on him. One of the dreams is always to have a signature guitar, isn't it, for everyone? Well, one YouTuber decided he's had enough of waiting, and apparently he just went ahead and started his own guitar company. Now, this has been, in the past few years, a huge trend across social media. YouTubers starting their own guitar, effects, whatever companies, and taking matters into their own chubby hands. I'm all for it, but as always, I'd like to hear what you guys think. Our second story of today is weird. For some reason, TikTok is going absolutely crazy about a little guitar hack. You've probably seen it everywhere because it's kind of hard not to, but people have been using this little rubber bridge to make their guitar sound lo-fi. Apparently now people are using tennis racket dampers. Basically, it's those things that you put on the strings of a tennis racket that reduce the vibrations when you hit the ball.
Tennis, anyone?
And they're saying it works on guitar as well if you put it at the bridge. It's a super cheap way to get a unique sound, I guess. And it just shows how creative and sometimes a bit weird the guitar community can be. I have personally not tried this hack. Maybe I will, but I don't know. It just seems a bit weird why generally you'd want to get that kind of rubber bridge sound. It's never appealed to me, but let me know if you think the opposite. And number 3, which is probably the most interesting story in the week, comes straight out of Norman's Rare Guitars. The guys at Norman Rare Guitars recently came out with a video, I think it was, talking about how actually the best sounding Strat in the whole collection, and those guys have some amazing vintage guitars, is a mid-priced Mexican purple, I think, Strat. And they say it sounds way better than all those priceless vintage Strats. I particularly like the story because it's kind of sometimes what I think. Vintage doesn't always mean good. A good guitar is a good guitar regardless of where and when it was made. But super interesting story, and it's also honest of them because they made their fortune by selling vintage guitars. So it's a funny one, this. And of course, it wouldn't be a new episode without the pedal corner and latest pedal news. Here are a couple that caught my eye. First up is the Silktone Expander. Apparently this thing goes from a clean boost to a gnarly fuzz sound. One of the cool things about it is that it has a choke control that lets you dial in exactly the amount of low-end sag, which often is a problem with these kind of pedals. It sounds super versatile and looks awesome. Then for you ambient players, Walrus Audio has come up with another awesome pedal too. This one though is only a limited edition run, so you need to be quick, and it's called the Lum Reverb. It's a granular reverb pedal that creates really amazing textures and insane sounds. It's actually based on 3 of their previous pedals called Fable, Lore, and Slotva pedal, so you know that they're going to be good. So that's it for a nice quiet week. We've had Gibson finally doing something right, TikTok hacks, new pedals. I think that's plenty for this week to think about. So remember, let me know in the comments what discontinued guitar you'd love to see make a comeback in the production line. And as always, thanks for hanging out. Chill out, play music, have lots of fun. See you next week.